If you are a nurse and you want to get out of healthcare, welcome to this video, and this is for you. My name is Chris Douglas. I'm a creative entrepreneur, and 7 years ago, I took a leap of faith and decided to get out of nursing because just like you, I felt overworked, I felt underpaid, I had so much stress, and my 4 days off essentially turned into 4 days of recovery just to recharge to go back to work where we were understaffed, overworked, and essentially there's this vicious cycle of taking care of people, doing the best I could, and endlessly trying to help them every way I could just to see them again. And if you're like me, you kind of have realized that healthcare isn't really out there to help people. It's essentially monetizing people who are sick and essentially being opportunistic and creating a illusion that they're actually helping people, but the companies actually aren't. Like if you look at pharmaceutical companies, like one medication leads to the next medication, and it's almost like no wonder people 55 and over are on 4 or more, or even 5 or more medications now, because if they're on this blood pressure med, now their cholesterol goes up. Once their cholesterol goes up, now they're on a statin. Like it's a vicious cycle, and it's one leading to the other. And if you know the basics of all medicines and all principle is essentially like the mind controls everything, and essentially these medications are taking their mind off of whatever they're having, introducing a new side effect, which creates a new problem, which introduces a new medication. And instead of doing what we're actually taught in school, which is primary prevention and education and non-pharmacological interventions, we're actually just walking in and being like, here you go ahead and take this prescription. We'll see you in 4 weeks in our clinic. And it's a vicious cycle where the problem isn't actually addressed, but we're just applying a Band-Aid onto what the actual problem is and not getting to the root of it, because there's no money in solving problems in healthcare. There's money in sick people, and especially sick kids. Even in being in pediatrics, like literally it was the most stressful thing where I would see essentially a sick family who's struggling financially because and I say sick family, and even saying that, like, yes, it's a sick family because even the kid's sick, but the family's now sick or getting mentally sick because the kid's sick, they're stressed, they're having financial issues, they're in the hospital. And here I am, the nurse walking in the room, checking on their kid, and I'm like, essentially a drug rep being like, can I help your kid get comfortable with any medication? And unfortunately, that Tylenol I just offered you is $40, like $40 for fucking Tylenol? But healthcare just as a whole was essentially that. Like you see my frustration with it, and I was like, I am not actually helping people. What I felt was I was enabling people to stay sick and to essentially come back, and we would take care of you if you just paid us. And I was like, this is the biggest bullshit system in the world, where actually all of that really got me thinking about how I could change the world. And to my truest purpose and mission now is I believe if people are living their dreams in their full alignment with their purpose, they feel great. Because if you look at every patient you have in the hospital, you're going to see one thing. They are afraid, they are scared, they are stressed, and they've essentially stopped living their life to fulfill somebody else's life. Or essentially they've bought into a dream of scarcity where somebody is like, if you stay on disability, we'll give you money, but you can't pursue anything that you want to do. Same thing with a job. If you think of a job, like, we'll allow you to feel comfortable and give you everything you need, but the one thing you'll be searching for this entire time is your happiness and fulfillment and your purpose. Though you're helping us and will make you feel really special with what we're doing, you can't have your dreams. You're gonna wonder what's wrong. You could have hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can have the house, you can have the car, you can have the family, but something's still missing. What is that? And that is your purpose, that is your passion. And when you have your purpose and your passion, I believe, number one, like your brain rewards you, your neurotransmitters, histamine, acetylcholine, norepinephrine, dopamine, and serotonin, but mainly norepinephrine, dopamine, and serotonin are just sending you the signs to keep going, because that's essentially what they are. And the people who aren't living their purpose, if you're not chasing your dreams and doing what you feel called to do, and you're subconsciously even know that what you're doing is actually hurting the people around you, your brain's going to create depression. It's going to create anxiety to get you the heck out of there, to welcome you into whatever it is. And I think that's the best journey in entrepreneurship, is essentially when you start following those feelings, when you're tired of stress, you're tired of anxiety, you're tired of feeling depressed, you're tired of feeling flat, you're tired of feeling purposeless, that you start finding the feeling of those vibrations or those feelings along the path. And as you connect to that, you get more energy because you're aligning with your purpose. And a good way to think about it is like, it's like this endless amount of energy coming down from the heavens. When you find it, you plug into it, you're going to have an endless amount of energy. And not only that, you're going to see your health issues improve. Unless if sometimes I do believe people have health issues that they're meant to work through. And in working through those, you create a solution for somebody else. And that's another part of somebody's purpose that I'd share with you. And clients that I work with and people that I've worked with is essentially like, if you've created a solution for yourself in your life that is so unique, that is what you're meant to share with the world. For instance, my solution is I was a nurse and I absolutely hated it. And then I was in grad school and I was halfway through and I was like, shit, this is not it, but I don't know what to do. The universe created divine intervention. I ended up getting out of nursing, took a travel nurse job, bought a drone, bought a camera, had already started a business and was creating content for it. And then miraculously now I'm a full-time content creator in digital marketing and media, focusing on branding and marketing. And essentially I travel the world a lot. It's really fun. But it's like in having that exact path, I feel called and inspired to help nurses like you leave that 9 to 5, because there's a whole much better world where you can serve people at a higher degree. You can serve them authentically. You can actually help them, and you don't need a doctor's order. You just have to use that intuition and that strong gut that you have from taking care of people and knowing exactly what to do. But what you share with them, or the people that you attract in, is share your solution, share your path. Whatever it is in your life that you've been solving, like, share that with the world, because essentially marketing, to like sum it up to you in one sentence, is once you've learned something, you stop, you turn around, and you teach the people behind you. And once you teach the people behind you, you're creating a path that is effortless to them, or a lot quicker and accelerated, because you've already trailblazed it. But instead of going forward further, what you do is stop and you help the people behind you, and that's the community. And in essentially creating that solution, you're going to know all the pain points. So, in a sense, like, pain points are like, what do you call it? Like signs and symptoms, right? Like if I were to say, I got to go really far back. We could say Guillain-Barré. This is a unique one. Say you had a virus and then you started having numbness and tingling starting at the feet and working its way up bilateral. Or I think you just gotten a vaccine within the last couple weeks or month. Like, those are signs and symptoms of Guillain-Barré. You need to get your ass to the ICU, or into the ER to get into the ICU. But in a sense of that, you can relate to people backwards on your path. Were you feeling overworked? Were you feeling underpaid? Were you feeling undervalued? Were you looking for a solution? Did you feel stressed and depressed and didn't know what was wrong but was doing everything right that you were told to do? That's the vibe. Like, even in saying that, if that resonates with you, you're on the right path to create change. And that's where somebody like me comes in and I'm like, hey, I've done it. I'd love to help you do it too. And that's what this video is all about. Number one, I want to inspire you, because if you're able to help those people in those conditions, like, there's so much more for you, but you'll actually have resources. Instead of a hospital being like, we can't afford or maintain care assistants to help you and you got to do it all yourself and we're going to increase your patient load. If you want to increase your workload and be happier, you can work for yourself. And like I said, you don't have to follow orders. You can create your own orders. You have your own autonomy, and you can do whatever you want in life. It's just essentially connecting to your passion, understanding what is the hardest thing you've been through in life, and what, or how it can impact the people around you, or how you can even teach it back to other people to really create change in their life. Because I will tell you, that is the best medicine that you can give any person in this world. And by creating that change in somebody else's life, you're going to see your life excel forward. And never ask the question, how? How will I do it? It's all about the who's. Look for the who's, not the hows. As soon as you take a leap of faith, people are going to come into your life. You're going to have mentors show up. You're going to have a random meeting in a coffee shop with somebody. You're just going to continually meet these people who are going to put you on the path. And your job is to simply identify when those people show up, what they have to offer. But overall too, in business, and even in getting into entrepreneurship or being self-employed, being a freelancer, it is the deepest internal journey where you get to essentially meet yourself where you're at, and all these things that come up in business and life are essentially going to show you spots that are blind spots in you, or things that you need to work on. And it is a very difficult journey, but it's so rewarding, because essentially you see what wounds you might still be carrying from your parents or from school or growing up as a child, and they'll manifest in business, but you actually get a chance to see them. And as they keep reoccurring, kind of like an illness, you can be like, God dang, I got to get to the root of this. And then you can start solving it. And as you solve it, I can say, like, all your stress, all your anxiety, all your problems in life start to fade away, and you start to meet the newest version of yourself that you came here to be. And when you do that, like, that is one of the most empowering moments I think I've ever witnessed in my life. And that is why I'm sharing it with you today. And like, even in the motivation in my voice and the excitement, like, leaving nursing 7 years ago was probably the scariest thing I've ever done, but it felt so right. And even in, 4 years of an undergrad, 1 year in accelerated nursing, and then 2 years of grad school, and halfway done with my nurse practitioner, and literally getting close to the other side of it all, I decided to take that leap because the universe, like I said, it pushed me out, but also like I was frustrated, I was tired, I didn't want to be there anymore, and I was looking for options, and it just made sense to like I could change the world and help more people by simply learning how to share my message, how to target an audience, how to coach people to do their purpose, to live their purpose. Because like I said at the beginning of the video, I think all illness is from living out of alignment, not pursuing your dreams. Like the one thing everybody has on this earth is the right to dream. And not only the right to dream, but the right to live and manifest their dreams. And if you don't know what your dream is, this is the most powerful quote I got from a video, you will be assigned one. So in a sense, if you don't feel the power and the authority to live your dreams, you will be living somebody else's dreams. And that could be the CEO, or not the CEO, but the founder of the hospital you're working at, the person who founded the nonprofit you're working for. And if you don't believe with that vision anymore, it's time to get out of that dream and it's time to start living your dream. And guys, I love to help you any way I can. I actually have a free PDF. It's called the Self-Employed Handbook. Just simply gives you the top 10 rules that I think everybody starting to work for themselves should do, from, going to coffee shops, having mentors, taking time off, setting boundaries. Like there's so many keys that I learned in my first 5 years of business that I actually typed this up and created it for you guys just to like give you an added bonus of how I can help you and essentially guide you on your path to becoming yourself, living your dreams, living your purpose, making every day another reason to live, not a reason to be off work and recover just to go back to a job that you hate. So guys, and also if you ever wanted to book a one-on-one discovery call, check out that link. It'll be in the description box below. Once again, my name is Chris. I'm a creative entrepreneur, and I'm here to help you build your dream business. Until then, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.